Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Andrew McCaskill, your resident career coach. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You're nuts if you haven't subscribed to our channel. We've got so much career content in here now. Podcasts, job search help around launching businesses, help around growing huge followings online. All of that stuff is here and ready to be accessed by you, so don't forget to subscribe. Now, today, what we're going to be talking about is what we call reverse interviewing. Reverse interviewing. So this doesn't mean interviewing in reverse, just for everybody that went there in their minds. That's not what we're trying to do here. What we're talking about is you actually interviewing your next employer. Because so many people forget that interviewing is a two-way process. There's no doubt about that. So how can you reverse interview? What should you be trying to do when you meet a new hiring manager or a new leader that you are potentially considering joining? Well, the first thing I would say is I'd be looking at asking them questions in 3 areas. So I'd ask them a question about themselves. I think that's super important. I'd ask them a question about the culture, and I'd ask them a question about the strategy. And if you're covering off those 3 areas, you're going to get a really good idea around whether or not the job might be a good fit for you and the environment might be good for you. It's a big decision for both parties, right? As we keep saying. So, the first part of all of this. What kind of questions can you ask about the person that you're meeting? Well, the type of things you might want to think about. You could ask them about their ethos towards leadership. So how do they go about it? What do they think a good leader is? You might also ask them about what drives them. What gets them out of bed in the morning? Why did they decide to join the company? What do they see as the pros and cons of working there? Asking them for advice on how to be successful in the environment or the role is a good idea as well. Either way, don't forget that 1, it's a two-way process, but 2, that you're connecting on a human level. This is not about matching a CV to a job description. It's about 2 people deciding that there's value in working together for a period of time. So make sure you're asking about the person. Now, we mentioned culture earlier, and culture, I think, is just such a huge driver of career fulfillment. So you need to give this piece some very good time. Where I would go on the culture side, if you want to assess this and reverse interview effectively, is to ask a really important question. And that is, how would you describe the culture in the organization now? But also, where do you want your culture to get to? What do you want it to be? Because what that's going to give you is the gap. That's going to give you the gap in terms of what they need to work on their culture and what their priorities are. And you can work out whether you're comfortable with that gap, whether you feel like you might add to that culture and it might get the best out of you. But culture's so important. And then the third part of all of this, I would say, would be to reverse interview and ask around the strategy. So you might want to do a real life SWOT example. You might want to ask them about the key threats from disruptors in their industry and just try and assess the risk around how well thought out are they in their go-to-market strategy and how much risk is involved with you joining the environment at the moment. Because I think if you get the human connection sorted, you evaluate the culture and you evaluate the business proposition, then you would have reverse interviewed, hopefully in a way that impressed them anyway, so helped your own interviewing, but also that allows you to make a really well-informed decision if they do offer you the job. And asking questions like that, they probably will offer you the job. So don't forget to write these questions down. Go in with a notebook and pen, never a bad look. Get your questions answered and leave there really, really confident. And if you're out interviewing this week or next, good luck. We wish you all the best. Let's get to work.